Mic test, mic test.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah, we're back. What up? Thank you for the short intermission. We had to set up the king for round 4.
King is going to be on stream right now going into round 4. This is going to be an interesting matchup, seeing that King is running Probo Pass. Now, Probo Pass is going to be an interesting pick here because, yes, Probo Pass is actually had gone a lot better,
Yeah.
right? Running both Rock Slide and Thunderbolt. So,
Not to dismiss his team. I'm not a fan of Probo, but I've seen Twastel use it and King use it. So obviously the skilled players are finding a way to, put that in their team of 6.
absolutely.
So what we need is just the names updated in the bottom and the Pokeballs cleared, and we'll watch the King battle here.
Back up and running.
So is the King 3-0, right? I believe.
Mm-hmm.
And we appreciate Go Stadium for rating us, right? We know the New York tournament just finished, a crazy finish, and we're lucky enough to have the viewers come into our stream, the Toronto stream. So shout out to everyone who tuned in and is tuning in. Just gotta get a little comfortable here.
That's what it is, right? As we were talking about the PvP community, everybody supports each other. We support Go Stadium. Stadium supports us, and that's
For
just
sure.
the way it is. And we all support each other. And there's a whole lot. I was saying the word support a lot because that's all it is. Just a whole
Yeah.
lot of support.
A system of support, right? And we appreciate that.
Now we're going to take a look here, see exactly what's going on. We're going to see King Ivy locking in. I think it was a Drift Blim that he was going in.
I think I saw Steelix as well. We're just getting a few things set up here. So right now we're having to watch the actual stream itself, so there is a delay. So we want to be careful of like how we're calling it, right? So we see Driftblim and Haunter, and it's Guan and King. Like this is a very important, very serious match right here.
Right, King, one of the top PvP content creators, and going with Guan, one of the top Toronto PvP players. Again, Guan has represented us at Worlds, right?
Yep.
North American Championships. He's always been consistent in what he's doing. But take a look here that King actually got the boost.
The boost. That's the first boost on stream. How fitting it was King.
Exactly. Now watch how fast that one fast move. One fast move
Wow.
that Haunter. And now he's gonna have to really be careful here because Guan doesn't have any shields. And so he's gonna come in with the Drift Blim and he's gonna come straight with the charge move. The charge move is gonna do a whole lot of damage, knowing that is Ominous Wind. Look at how much damage Ominous Wind does when boosted. It's crazy.
Okay, so down goes his boosted Driftbloom. He brings in the Marowak, and that Steelix is already half fainted here. Half its health is gone.
Yeah, there's not a lot that Guan's gonna be able to do here. Right, that boost. I'm telling you guys, like when we're talking about Drift Blim, again, he does have that flying weakness.
Yeah.
But if he gets the boost, it's pretty much GG from there.
Yeah.
It's very hard to come back from that.
Very hard to overcome. I agree.
Absolutely. Going for
Earthquake.
the Alolan Marowak, but again, he does have a Steelix in the back.
And because the screens were updated, it looks like his Driftblim is still alive actually in the back there. So it's building up that energy on the Steelix.
Absolutely. Now he knows that that Guan still had a shield.
Yeah.
So that Steelix just had to farm him down with just fast moves. Doing the charge move would make no difference. No real reason to do it. Just hit him with the fast move rather than pulling off the charge move there.
Big first game for King, taking advantage of this series right away. And, I wasn't trying to badmouth Probo. He did not bring in the Probo. We'll see if he brings it in now. It's double weak to ground and fighting, right? So that's a lot of scenarios where it gets destroyed. That's the only reason why I mentioned, not a huge fan of it.
Absolutely, but it looks like King is actually going to go with the Drift Blim, Steelix, and the Alolan Marowak. They haven't locked in yet, but he knew that that boost is what made him. Let's see if he gets it again.
Yeah, and he's not really worried. There's no, it doesn't look like a Mawile on the opponent's team, right? So makes him feel comfortable bringing in those double ghosts, and they're just so effective against the meta.
Exactly. Guan sitting there reading the other team, seeing exactly what King is trying to do. And now he's like, you know what? I have to be careful because that Drift Blim is going to do massive work. Plus, he has Steelix. Plus, he has Alolan Marowak.
That's good. Yeah, and another reason why he's bringing the two ghosts is like he can feel very comfortable as we look at Guan's team. Like he's not overly concerned with, some of those other matchups. But now we have a very similar team with
Yes.
double ghosts, right? So
And
let's
remember,
see how it plays.
Haunter is going to be a huge. He's that glass cannon, right?
Yeah,
He's an assassin with those shadow claws, and shadow claws can do a lot of damage. But again, Drift Blim is very bulky.
and King didn't bring a confusion user for the Haunter to be scared of. He doesn't know that yet, right? So let's see how these ghosts do.
And as we see here, Shadow Claw going to do a lot of damage. Very energy efficient. He's going to be able to get to that Shadow Punch. Drift Blim is
Yeah.
going to have to shield. He's going to have to shield.
So much damage and gets the first shield off, and shielding the Haunter, right?
Now,
Knowing that he can get to another Shadow Punch.
now I'm curious here. Is King going to do a full sweep on Guan? Because again, it's not something that you will see every day. Guan getting
Yeah.
swept. It's not something
Well,
you
this Haunter is not going to just allow it to happen, right? So he gets rid of both of King's shields, and he just with a sliver of health gets off a charge move.
Guan actually deciding not to shield here,
Yeah.
not to waste it, deciding to actually lose the lead, losing switch advantage.
But hanging onto that shield, let's see, probably help him in this match where they have a very similar team.
Absolutely.
So King brings in his Steelix, and Quan is just loading up, and he looked like he tried to switch to Steelix there, counting the quick moves, and then I think he wanted to eat the crunch with his Steelix. Didn't happen, but uses his last shield.
Now the swap goes in, and now he's like, you know what? I'm not going to shield here. I have more energy here. So what I'm going to do is going to pull the earthquake off. Now let's see. Is King going to decide to? No, King just switch to Steelix.
He, yeah, but he's not stuck. He's
No,
not
he's
stuck,
not.
right? Because he lands a huge earthquake, right? And now Guan goes for the earthquake. So wow.
I don't think it's going to be enough to KO.
No, it's gonna be very close, right? You can
Very
see
close.
very close, and then King brings in the Marowak, knowing that Steelix is out of all of that energy after that earthquake, and farms it down. Are you wondering the quick move on Marowak?
Yeah.
Yeah, I was thinking the same when we saw that it went down so quick. I personally haven't used fight. Ooh,
Ooh, and that's going to be a big game changer.
the
Right.
Drift Blim was so loaded with energy, smokes the Marowak, and then he's gonna finish off the Onyx with this Alola Marowak.
That J farm was crazy.
And, and now we get to see what we've been wanting all day, right? Another game 3 for the viewers.
Yeah, absolutely. I think King should have swapped right after he used the earthquake. If he did that, he would have been able to bring back I think it was the Alolan Marowak, right? And then be able to just farm,
Okay.
right?
Yeah.
It's okay, some mistakes, right? But again, these guys are pros, they know exactly what they're doing.
Yeah, you could see the Haunter kind of made the difference at the start of the match, getting to the shadow punches a lot quicker. And it doesn't look like King has a confusion user either, right?
Yeah, he doesn't have a single confusion user. He's deciding to make his wild card pick, the Probopass.
Dang, I always prefer, or at least on my team of 6, at least a confusion user to kind of, take care of some of the fighters, but we're seeing them not use fighters so far, or at least in that last match.
Exactly, and that's the thing right now. Like me personally, I decided to not use the confusion user either. Right?
On your team of 6 at all?
No, I'm using
Oh,
Lugia.
okay.
Right now I'm having Lugia on my team, and that Hydro Pump has come clutch for me. Very
Yeah, I've seen you nail some people on some streams with that hydro pump. But you can see great minds think, oh no, he does have the Cresselia, so he does have a confusion user, and it's nice to see both of them thinking, but do they lock in?
King is thinking, he's like, again, I'm gonna go 3 rounds straight, going with the same lineup. That's a little dangerous, but again, it could work. King is actually receiving a phone call, but
You can call him on his cell phone, but not right now.
if King decides to lock in with this team, knowing that he has Driftblim and Guan locking in, going in with Steelix, this is gonna be a little bit tough for King. Will King actually now lose a round? Oh,
Can he hear us?
I wonder if he can hear us. He's on the other side of the room, guys. So I don't know if he can hear us, but
No, I don't think he
there's
can.
no way. There's no way. Oh, okay.
Okay,
Okay.
they're locked and loaded. Game 3 hype. Let's
All
go.
right.
Who you guys rooting for in chat? Let's see it.
Yeah, let's see it. Guan hype, King hype. Let's see it in the chat right now. We're going to be having Driftblim versus the Steelix uh, matchup.
So he instantly subs out, brings in the Marowak. And Marowak is a better matchup, right, for against Steelix, but he doesn't keep Steelix in. But Bone Club will still do a lot of damage, even though overall being a weak move, not doing that much damage, it would hurt a Haunter. So
Exactly. And honestly, everything is going to hurt a Haunter.
yeah,
Uh, it's so squishy. I think the only thing that doesn't do too well against Haunter would be fighting moves.
good call, good call. So let's see how much damage it does. Almost KOs. Good call, not shielding, knowing that he could take the Bone Club. And King
Now
just,
King's gonna actually decide to shield here,
yep,
and now decide to actually farm up that Haunter, maybe one fast move. At least he's a little bit ahead, thinking that you know what he has Steelix, and I think King's Marowak is actually running Fire Spin.
which is much better for him in the Steelix matchup, right? So it's
Exactly.
a good eye there, J Farm. Let's see.
Again,
Decides to
farm up,
hang on.
get to the Bone Club. Very good move. Bone Club's gonna do some decent damage to the Steelix, not enough to KO, obviously, but still gonna do some damage before Lola Marowak goes down.
And trying to hang onto that last shield so he doesn't get rocked by a Shadow Ball.
Wow, King actually decided to swap out instead of letting a little Marowak go down, letting the opponent's go on Steelix to farm a little bit more, he decides to not let him do it,
Yeah.
swap out, bring in the Steelix, because now he's going to be able to just go straight, bring in the Steelix, hit him with a crunch, and then possibly going with an Earthquake afterwards. Will he bait the shield? No, he does not. But that's low HP.
Very impressive by King. The human computer is just calculating as he's battling here.
Absolutely. And honestly, I think the reason why King did that is because he's getting ready for a sack swap.
Okay, let's see if you're right here.
I think he's doing it. What do you think, Jemma? I think he's
I don't
right.
know. I'm impressed by the breakdown of the battle, right? I think that will be very impressive and a good call. Deciding not to shield the Steelix.
Letting the Steelers go down. That's a great move. Coming in, bringing in his own Drift Blim. Right? Gotta do some decent damage here. Watch it. Here it's coming.
Oh,
Oh,
he was so close to doing it, but you,
I called
yeah,
it.
you did call
I
it very,
called it.
and he does it to keep his Drift Bloom alive because that Shadow Ball would have exploded. So there's the extra energy used. I guess you have to.
Yes, he's gonna farm here. He has so much energy. No matter what's coming in, just pull off the charge move. That Steelix is pretty much done for anyway. He's gonna be forced to shield and just basically almost take out with fast moves, but he has enough. Ooh. Deciding to not let the drift button get hit with crunch, use the ominous wind, hope for the boost.
Yeah, he's counting, right?
But that's it.
Wow, King. It appeared that he lost the lead and overcomes by, you called it very well. What a win for King, going 4-0, taking down one of the toughest competitors to battle in Guan.
Yep.
And I know the chat's got to like that. We see a lot of the Go Stadium Haunter GGs and regular GGs, right? Fan favorite King taking a win. Yeah, for sure.
Right? Again, it wasn't a sweep. I told you, you will never see Guan get sweeped.
Right.
You know what I mean? But King being able to overcome the lead, overcome the lead at first. Remember, it was Steelix with
Right.
Steelix versus
Yeah, and he subbed it out right away.
yep, subbing out right away, keeping in at a low Marowak, going for the sack swap. Unfortunately, the game kind of, glitched with the fast moves and
Yeah.
whatever. The sack swap didn't go through, but he tried, right?
Right.
And even though it still didn't go through, he still came up on top.
Very impressive win by King. So, and we're getting a view for those of you who haven't battled in a tournament yet, right? You can see how you report your wins and losses now.
Let's take a look at the rest of the tournament. See what's going on.
The bracket here. Let's
Yeah,
bust
let's
out the iPad here.
just in case for everybody who doesn't see it in chat, uh, we can actually call it out, see what's going on. I'm really curious to see how Holden McGroin is doing.
Yeah, let's take a look here. Yeah, someone who did very well in both or in the Montreal tournaments. All right, well, let's check on him specifically. So, actually, starts off 3-0, and then we mentioned Jamie
Jamie,
takes him out in round 4. So does that mean Jamie is 4-0?
I think so. Yeah, Jamie is 4-0 right now. Wait,
Yeah,
yeah,
taking down some tough competitors, and like you said, Holden McGroin is no slouch.
but he's taking
So
a loss in round 4.
yeah. So we saw Nerd take down Scotty on stream, right? 4-0. Jamie taking down Holden McGroin, and then King IV just victorious on stream, also 4-0. So we have a couple people trying to run away with it here.
Yeah, we also have Hockey Freak versus Chamalia or Camalia.
Yeah, we're just waiting for a couple people to update, and yeah, that was a great match to watch on stream.
Absolutely. I was really hoping for that sack swap to go through. I think it would have been crazy. I would have been off the roll already over there.
That was great. Yeah, very impressive gameplay by King.
You actually took in exactly what happened there. Did you see when King decided to bring up the Swiss screen?
Yeah.
It was perfect. It
Yep.
was right before he had enough energy to pull off the charge move. You see that Swiss screen come up. Yeah, it didn't go through because the fast move was going off, but you can see how smart King IV is when it comes to counting the fast moves.
Yeah, it's funny that you mentioned that. I mean, it's not because we just watched it, but like I had a battle with him the other day. We go to game 3, ready to rock him with a dynamic punch, but because he counted, brings in the ghost and eats the fighting damage, and then just because of that move turns the whole match around. So something for the battlers at home to think about. Start counting, or learn how to count the quick moves, and then you'll be able to win some matchups by sack swapping or taking that damage.
Exactly. That was a very, very clever move, right? Yes, you see it all the time, right? All these great players, they know all about the sack swap, right? But knowing that Lola Arawak was such little HP and then decided to switch, making yourself
Yeah.
switch locked. But remember, Guan was also switch locked at the time.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, great read by you though. Very good read. Something to look forward to, and so hopefully King can stay on the main table so we can observe. Is that something that we can fix? Yeah,
just click Discord there.
just making sure everything's set up for the next round. Like I said, hopefully we can keep King on stream, right, and learn. We all learn so much from his channel, and to see him live in action, I'm sure that's what a lot of the viewers want to see.
Exactly.
We didn't get a chance to see that Pro Bowl pass though.
Yeah, King bringing in the Pro Pass, but we were not gracious enough to be able to see this.
Yeah. Well, and we see the two ghosts, and maybe another reason for some of the viewers at home to start messing with some Bastiodon, because Bastiodon will be able to handle some of those ghosts a lot better than, say, Steelix or the ghost on ghost matchup. When you're able to wall your opponent with a certain Pokemon, it just flips the matchup or puts you in a better position to win the game.
Exactly.
Okay, so it looks like they're just looking at the ranks and some of the points here on who's doing what. So it's great you guys could visually see the 4 players that are 4-0. And hopefully, like New York, we have one person that just goes undefeated instead of a tie. So I always like when there's a clear cut winner or someone just goes full steam ahead and goes undefeated to take down a tournament.
Exactly. Honestly, I'm curious to see exactly who's going to take this, right? Because we only have three people left that are, like straight consistently winning, not not taking a single loss. We are in now. We're round five.
We got, yeah, 5 undefeated, right? We got CCO for the win, who I believe I met him in Montreal, and he was the highest ranked challenger in the world because he just missed that ace cutoff. So I
Oh, that
thought that
he
was
was the
so
new
funny.
gentleman who was like
Yeah,
right before Ace, that one right before Ace.
yeah,
Ah, man.
right. I know he's probably a little heartbroken to not make ace, but to say you're the best challenger in the world,
Yeah, so you can go up to people and say, "Listen, guys, I'm not Ace, but I'm the best challenger there
right?
is." All right.
And then, like you said, yeah, hockey freak. So we've got 5 people 4-0. So let's see. Did they update the brackets? I'm interested to see who King plays in the
Next
next round. Yeah, they just haven't updated it yet. So
again,
like,
5 people. That means we're gonna have two. We're gonna have two groups that are undefeated, and then we're gonna have one more group that is gonna be someone who is 3-1, and another person's gonna be 4-0.
yeah,
So we could have possibly by the end of this round, we're gonna be left with three people that are undefeated.
yeah, good call, right? And again, shout out to the almost 200 people watching. You guys are a huge support and one of the reasons why we keep streaming these type of tournaments. So whether it's Go Stadium or Go Live today, make sure that you're all subscribed and make sure that you're because this is not the last tournament that we're streaming.
Absolutely. We're going to be doing this every month. We're going to be doing this at least once a month. Where we're going to be
Yeah,
doing it in Toronto. We're going to try to get these over 100-man tournaments. So that way we can be able to bring, and they're going to be early. They're going to be early in the month. So this is going to be able to teach all the viewers for their future cups that are going to be later down in the month.
yeah, everyone in the GTA wants tournaments like this, and we know Go Stadium is going to stream any good tournament that they have a chance to. They'll travel wherever, whether it's Pennsylvania or New York, and again bring the viewers and the battlers this type of hype. So very excited to see what season 2 holds. Great way to kick off season 2. We mentioned earlier, like what a great way that we ended season 1. All the communities have bigger and better tournaments. We had the Ultimate Showdown, and then boom, season 2. We have Cali tournament yesterday, 2 giant tournaments in New York and Toronto, and be very exciting to see what Texas does. Other areas, we know Argentina is going to have monster tournaments as well. I
Tournaments.
think there was we heard about a bigger tournament in London as well, right? So I think
Yeah.
Zionic is going to get a chance to battle out in London.
I think
So worldwide,
this, right?
oh, are they? I
They
hope so.
they're going to be there. I'm not sure if they're the ones who are hosting it, but I do know that there's going to be a big London tournament. Like they had a big venue, and then they had to upsize the venue
Oh,
because
did
there's
they?
people. This is what I heard. Correct me if I'm wrong, but this is what I've heard.
That's what I like to hear. I like to hear like we are jam packed. We're here at the Hive in Toronto. It's an esports venue, and there's 2 types of tournaments. We have an Overwatch tournament on one half that started at 2 p.m., and then us battlers taking over the other half. And it's just so much hype for potential esports for us, and that's why we want to stream these tournaments for you guys.
Exactly. Uh, I think honestly, like seeing the way season 2 is, we all know that from the beginning of the Boulder Cup, we've seen the growth in the Self Arena till Mirror Cup. Now going into season 2, people have seen North American Championships, Europe Championships, and we also have South America, right? Chile.
Yeah,
Where Swagron was there. We also had Zionic in North American Championships with King, right? And these things, you've seen the huge growth come from there. And now we're seeing tournaments where at first it was only 8 people doing 3 rounds, now becoming 5, 6 rounds, and that is what this is all about
right.
for the growth of PvP.
And I'm sure most of you know that if you are from a smaller community and you don't get those tournaments in because you just don't have the community, join the Go Stadium Discord, right? You can do those remote tournaments. They'll put you in a lobby. You'll be able to battle similar skilled competition and earn your way to different ranks within their Discord, right?
Exactly, they're allowing you to be able to do these tournaments, not have to travel 2, 3, 4 hours away to be
Yeah.
able to do these kind of tournaments.
Shout out to you if you are one of those ones that travel, though, right? We've got Dylan, 6+ hours. We've got Shiny Hunter Ben. who
Yes,
also came from the states, right? So we have I met him earlier, but he's from New York also. So there's other people that have traveled to Canada from the states, and it's just it's a great sight to see for this tournament.
exactly. That's the thing what we love about this because we have people traveling all across, like from different countries, or different states, or you know what I mean, like just to play for 3 4 hours,
Yeah.
right? And that's what's so great about this because like you normally don't see this.
This is true. And, King, so gracious on sharing the spotlight, has stepped down from the feature table to allow Jamie and I believe Nerd, who we saw already on stream. So this should be a pretty hype battle.
Yeah, Nerd is no joke, right? Nerd is he's very competitive, right? He knows exactly what he's doing. He can outthink the opponent. He knows exactly what the opponent's thinking. I've seen him do battles. I've seen him call battles.
Okay. Yeah, I'm not. I think this is my first time or that I'm aware or I've seen him battle, right? So it's nice to see him live in action. He did very well on stream. And Jamie, another skilled battler. I mentioned he drove up to London. He's also someone who was able to take out House Stark in the Montreal tournament on stream as well. So he's
Yep.
no stranger to the spotlight on the streams.
He took that win with the victory bell, right? Was that what he was running?
Yeah, I think in game one he got one of House Stark's Pokemon stuck, and then yeah, brought in the Razor Leaf Victory Bell, and we all know that it can shred through some water Pokemon as well. So he just happened to get the two leads on House Stark, and I've battled House Stark, and he's no joke, right? There's a reason why he was invited to the Ultimate Showdowns and is considered one of the best in the world.
Definitely one of the best in the world. Him, Valor Ash, right? We also have Toshi, Craig James, just so many. I can't even list them because we'll be here all day, right?
Right?
Thinking of how many amazing battlers there are. We also have Dat Boy Muck, right?
Made the trip to New York today.
Yep, make the trip. We have Call Me Jake. Uh, Again, all these players traveling. I mean, go to these big tournaments, hype these tournaments up. Like
Yeah.
it's amazing to see so much traveling happening.
Yeah. I drove 3 hours right to be here. Woke up at 7:30. Did the speed limit on the highway and got here in no time. And yeah, very exciting to be able to stream this for everyone watching. So hopefully we can get these battlers battling,
Hmm.
and that's what they're gonna do. Let's see.
This is definitely going to be a tough matchup. Getting Jamie and Nerd really tough. Now, this is the time these battles are getting really intense, right? You know, we're in round 5 right now. We have 6 and 7 left. This is the top players now showing what they have.
Yeah, very good point. And we can see Jamie's team here with Mawile, Polyrath, Driftblim, Gallade, Steelix, and Marowak. So a lot of what we've seen today, but I don't think we've seen the Gallade on stream. That's his confusion user, and he brings them Steelix, Gallade, and Marowak. Let's see what Nerd does. Let's see if Jamie's trying to be a bully, picking on this nerd, or if the nerd can overcome.
This nerd, or if the nerd's gonna overcome his fears.
Yeah, nerds have stepped up over the last so many years. They're tired of being picked on, and if the nerd has anything to say, he's not going to let Jamie bully him at all.
I'm curious. So you said, what did Jamie lock in with?
He had Steelix, Gallade, and I forget what ghost he locked in. I
Okay.
was looking at Nerd's screen because the way he had his team, I couldn't really see his six on the screen, right? So
I think the Steelix mirror.
we
You
got him. Let's see if they're both running Dragon Tail.
No, one of them is running Thunderfang. I think Nerd is running Thunderfang.
No, is that Jamie with the? Oh, because it's coming back at him. I see.
Yeah.
Interesting choice, right? We were saying earlier how we both like Dragon Tail, but there's the play for Thunderfang.
Yeah. See, running Thunderfang as a lead, thinking that possibly a Poliwrath would be coming in as a lead. Good choice,
Yeah,
right?
we see a Polyrath almost on every team, right?
Exactly. And you definitely will. So as you can see there, uh, you're getting they're getting so much energy here, going straight for earthquakes. Can Steelix for Steelix. You need to get these earthquakes off.
And he does connects with it. And
Thinking
let's
that he's going
see,
for their bait.
he's got to go.
Ooh,
He's gonna get it off.
yeah,
He
he's
can,
getting it off. He's gonna have to shield here. If he doesn't
Or let
shield
it.
this Mike, I think it's gonna KO.
It does KO. Boom. So he's hanging on to his last shields. They're both down to a shield apiece, and you got to go. Yeah, I figured he'd bring in the Marowak.
Absolutely. Farm up a little bit. See what's gonna be coming in. It's gonna be that Poliwrath, that bubble Poliwrath. Now we're waiting to see exactly what he's gonna swap if he will swap.
Yeah, Nerd thought he might. That's why he had the switch screen ready to go and chooses not to, and goes for the Shadow Ball and connects.
Ooh, connects with the Shadow Ball and connects with the Earthquake.
Good job not messing around and just fire off the bigger charge move.
Yeah, bringing in the Gallade. Now you see Cresselia, tank, absolute tank.
But
Doesn't
these leaf blades, neutral damage, it does a decent amount of damage. It's still a tank, but like watch the leaf blade hit.
Oh, definitely. Leaf Blade is gonna do some damage. It's gonna do some damage.
Pretty good.
There, Cresselia is probably the only thing that can really tank a Shadow Ball. From if I'm in Nerd's position, I would not shield nothing, and I would farm the Glade coming in, charge move into the next Pokemon coming in.
He's just loaded with energy now.
Exactly. The Cresselia is loaded. He's gonna just do a whole lot of damage. He's probably gonna be able to pull off 2 Aurora beams at this point.
Yeah, well, good. So he gets the shield. He should go for now Future Sight, right? Because it's going to do a lot more damage. He got what he wanted. Got the
Exactly.
last shield.
But this is gonna be tough.
It's so close. He gets it
Oh,
off.
we got it.
Wow,
We got it.
nice.
Wow, that was hype. But again, he did have bubble Poliwrath in the back,
Yeah,
and that's gonna be GG.
yeah, very true. Yeah, we tried to hype it up, but he already had the match. So no bullying done by Jamie today. The nerd overcomes, and the nerd's doing pretty well on stream.
Absolutely.
We just wanted to lower the lights, set the mood a little bit as we get deeper into this tournament. This is going to be intense.
Look at Juma Bays trying to be romantic.
Yeah, he scrub lorded me today. Look, he's rocking a tie. I figured I'd do what we did in Montreal, and like John's looking sharp, right?
Honestly,
Jim,
like I completely forgot about the no tie.
it's okay. We both look good. We're both here to entertain, and that's what we're gonna do today. And let's see how Jamie bounces back. I don't know. Galeed just so squishy.
I don't know. I wasn't a fan of Gallade from the beginning. Again, he does have his pros, but he definitely
Right.
has cons as well.
Yeah.
I think the Cresselia in the mirror will obviously win just because of the bulk.
Right.
But
Not everyone able to score a Cresselia under 1500 because you got to do the trade, and then of course it takes a long time to get to those charge moves.
exactly, I think you have a shiny.
I've got a shiny from Battler here. Looks like they got kicked out of the battle here. But yeah, shiny Hunter Ben hooked Jim up while we were in Pittsburgh, and talk of the town, right? 98.6 PVPIV shiny, and
Absolutely crazy.
I like at times I debate to take it off my team of 6, but I'm like, how do I do that? It's like it's shiny. It's like ideal PVPIVs. It's like I'm finding a way to keep using it.
Yes. Now, do you remember what they locked in with last round? Because if I remember correctly, it was a Alola Marowak and a Alola Marowak mirror.
For the start,
Yes.
it looks like at least that's on Jamie's side, and we'll take a look at what Nerd does here, or did. Excuse me. I miss Nerd, but here we go with the battle.
Yep.
Yeah, you called it.
There it
Mirror
is.
match. So again, the mind games come into play, right? Like, do you Bone Club? Do you Shadow Ball?
Yeah. Again, I think they're both running a Fire Spin.
We could see how the fire kind of spark up on the screen here, and
Exactly. And we know the difference, right? If one of them is running Hex, that Hex will win in the
yeah,
mirror.
yeah. See, I don't know any different because I've only been running Hex so far. So,
Right.
decides the shield.
Going for the Bone Club, shield baiting the Alola Marowak.
Yeah,
Wow.
good call. Puts him a little ahead now, right?
He's
Maybe
gonna
this is his round to bully. Let's find out. It's like you don't want to use both shields. You just feel that way, but sometimes you've got to do it to protect your mon, and he does.
exactly. But look, now he's gonna be able to get to another Shadow Ball here. He's going to have to either shield, or if he doesn't shield, he's gonna have to take the lead
The
here.
last second shield.
Yeah. He's
Last
like,
second shield.
boom.
Yeah.
Now he knows he's gonna have to swap.
Counting.
He's gonna have to swap. Oh,
So we all know that this is bye bye for the Marowak. We'll see what
Yeah,
Nerd decides to bring in.
exactly.
We got to do the poly.
It's gonna be
Yeah,
a
okay.
power for sure. But again, no shield, both sides.
And he's running Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch,
Yeah,
and Ice Punch is the right move to use here.
absolutely. Ice Punch is gonna be able to almost KO that Alolan Marowak. He's gonna have to just farm him down now.
This is gonna hurt.
The Shadow Ball is gonna be a big hit.
Yeah. Jamie is gonna do some bullying this round. It looks like he's way ahead. He's gonna hit him with the Shadow Ball, and I don't know if Nerd's gonna be able to overcome this.
I don't know because he has Drift Blim and Gallade, so he's got the swap.
But
Ooh,
it's okay, right? Like he can take this Ice Punch again. Galade's squishy. We'll see how much damage it does, but
but
it's
Ice Punch did some little bit of
yeah,
damage there.
about halfway, right? And now he's got a Leaf Blade, and he's
I,
trying.
yeah, I think Jamie's gonna do the bullying here, uh,
Yeah,
just because he does have a Drift Blim in the back.
yeah, and I don't know if he was trying to switch. We know what those like chunky quick moves like confusion, like you have to really stop tapping, pause for a moment to get your Pokemon in.
Exactly.
So this is gonna do quite a bit of damage. It won't KO, but that late switch, hopefully it doesn't cost him.
Yeah,
It won't.
I'm curious. Would it have Aurora Beam probably been a better move here
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, good call.
due to the flying, right? You're gonna be able.
Whoa, yeah, yeah. Why didn't he use his Aurora Beam?
I don't know. Maybe he wouldn't even been able to even get to it. To be honest with you.
Well, the Aurora Beam happens before the
Yeah, it's more
future,
energy
so
as well.
that's weird. I think that's I don't know if that's why he's shaking his head.
Yeah, he's probably like, damn, I should use the Aurora Beam there, but it's okay. You live and learn, right?
Yeah. Ooh, tough one though. Like maybe that Aurora Beam KOs the Driftbloom and swings that match around. What do you
Yeah,
guys think in chat? Actually, now that we're saying that, should he have?
I would definitely say that Aurora Beam would have been the better move there. It would have been super effective, and you'd have to be more energy efficient to possibly
Yeah,
pull off the second one.
yeah. It might not have mattered, but like definitely should have went for that Aurora Beam there. So let's see how they adapt or change up their squads. Okay, so he's locked in with the Poliwrath, Mawile, and Cresselia. What does Jamie do? He likes that Gallade, right? Like we were saying how we're not huge fans, but he is. Okay.
All right, so
We're just laughing at the chat, guys. We appreciate everyone in chat. Happy birthday to the chat. And it's
all right,
like
let's see it. He's farming. He's farming. He's waiting for the switch, getting ready to be able to switch on his own.
this is gonna hurt. He's waiting a lot. Okay. It's like he waits for that last second. It's like,
Last second shield.
dang. We're gonna find out who the real bully is in this match.
Nerd decides not to shield the earthquake. Ooh,
Okay, but he still has it, right?
ice punch. He's gonna have to swap out right away. Now, I think he brought Mawa. I think Mawa is gonna do some serious work here.
I think that's what he's thinking.
No, no,
No, Cresselia.
Cresselia.
Because he could take a couple leaf blades, right, and then build up a lot of energy on the Cresselia, and then decide what charge move he wants to do.
Exactly. Bring in a situation where you're now gonna have to make him force the shield.
Yeah, but like these leaf blades, I know he was only got one off there, but that leaf blade is he definitely should have did Aurora Beam last battle.
Yeah. Again, Cresselia versus Steelix. Right?
That
Aurora Beam is the right
Steelix is going to be able to take this. This is neutral damage, but we'll see if he can get. Obviously, he's going to get one crunch. Can he get a second crunch off before Cresselia gets to another charge move?
we're gonna have to see here.
I wonder if Jamie's a counter. See if he. If,
Nerd does have two shields, and he's deciding not to use them, knowing that he's gonna be able to get to another Aurora Beam. Going going for the actual Aurora Beam, but
yeah,
then see the Lola Marowak coming in, decide to swap out, sorry, not swap, switch to the actual future site.
right.
Very, very quick thinking.
And Mawile is one of the deadliest Pokemons in this meta with two shields,
Absolutely.
allowing to get a couple power up punches off, but just the bite damage alone is going to do work to this Marowak.
Exactly. Just bite, just gonna be crucial. Almost having enough of power up punch. Again, even against
Yeah,
Steelix.
we mentioned that earlier. Like Mawile is even deadly, not deadly, but it's very effective against Steelix and Bastiodon.
Yep, and Malwell also having power up punch, but it's a nerf power up punch. It's almost enough to even KO that
Yeah,
Steelix.
GG's boys. That was very entertaining. Nerd comes out on top, giving Jamie his first
Yep,
loss of the
and
tournament.
Malwell also
Right?
having power up
Nerd
punch, but
coming
it's a
in
nerf
and
power up
you're
punch. It's
overcoming his
almost enough to
fears.
even KO that
Yeah,
Steelix.
Bully in the
GG's
bully. Yeah,
boys. That was
GG's
very
nerd.
entertaining.
Very
Nerd
good
comes out
effort
on
by
top,
Jamie, and I
giving
know
Jamie his
Jamie
first
will
loss
do
of the
well
tournament for the
Also
rest of the
having power
tournament.
punch, but it's a nerf
And
power up punch.
so now,
Overcoming
I
his
mean, I'm
fears.
very
intrigued. I
KO
know we got to
that
watch
Bully
GG's
in the
boys.
bully. Yeah,
That was
GG's
very
nerd.
entertaining. Who
Very
the
good
other
effort
winners
by
are.
Jamie,
Let's
and
see
I
who
know
Jamie's
Jamie
first
will
loss
do
of the
well
tournament
for the rest of the tournament.
Ooh,
So
Hockey
now,
Freak
I mean, I'm very
slashing
intrigued.
down King.
Bully in
Giving
the
GG's
bully. Yeah,
boys. That was
GG's
very
nerd.
entertaining. Find out who
Very
the
good
other
effort
winners
by
are.
Jamie,
Let's
and
see.
I
in the Sinister Cup.
Yes. And then we have CCO for the win. He wins his matchup. So let's see how they pair up now. So that should be CCO, Hockey Freak, and Nerd remaining for our undefeateds. I wonder if it's because we're too close for the echo. Appreciate you guys letting us know in chat. Oh, maybe it's not us because we were sitting like that throughout the. Appreciate the feedback, guys. Sorry
Yes.
for your ears.
Are we good now? We're good now? All right, perfect.
Hero Vange, not a fan of having his ears exploded on.
I don't know what happened exactly. That's not. Ugh. So yeah, let's
Oh,
go.
I think Skill Gap's saying like if we are too close, then maybe the audio's picking up.
Possibly, yeah. Seems good. Take a look here.
Again, appreciate the feedback, guys, so we can correct that right away. Hopefully, it's better now. Happy birthday stream. Appreciate everyone being here. Over 200 people tuning into this tournament just to see who takes down the Sinister Cup. And we've shown you guys before, but we'll show you again. They're battling for pride and then this trophy.
That trophy, man, like it's wow. Like
Spooky.
Trophy Pete, just always making those amazing designs. Just I I can't. He's just so good at it. And he's willing to ship it to all these battlers and making it a really, really decent
Yeah.
price too. Right?
We can see the crowd reacting right as Go Live shows the brackets and who's at what point of the points, and people are not happy that King, fan and crowd favorite King is.
Of course. But again, being a top end battler, going up against other top end battlers, you're expected that you will take a loss sooner or later, right? We saw it with Ballarat. Now we're seeing it with King, right?
Yeah, he'll bounce back though. We'll see him
Absolutely.
bounce back, and we'll see who he plays next. We're just waiting for everyone to kind of either finish up or update their brackets. And it's a great scene to see, guys. I know you can't see the whole tournament area, but I'm just looking at everyone kind of smiling, chit chatting, and enjoying themselves. So, again, Toronto deserves this type of a tournament. New York deserved the type of tournament that they had today. And it's just great to see that these tournaments are getting bigger and better. And that's because of you guys, right? The battlers, the viewers. We're very appreciative of our community that we've all built, right? We've learned so much in season one. We've all taken our own part in credit for building what we have today, and it's just amazing.
Cheers.
Maybe I'll make my water look a little spicy. Yeah, let's cheers. Let's pour up for Johnny here too.
Oh, it says it's bad luck to cheers with water.
Oh, is it? It's not water. This is that straight pure H2O.
Yeah. Cheers,
To
buddy.
the battlers.
To the battlers and the girls that PvP.
Cheers. Oh, we're so hydrated now. We're just ready to bring you the next round. Probably just getting everyone set up. Let us know in chat, right? A lot of you have not, most of you have not battled in a tournament yet. When is your tournament this month? I'm still undecided. Do you know, like, do you have a tournament that you can travel to or in your city?
I'm pretty sure we have a couple tournaments going on, but again, a lot of the communities came together to make this tournament happen.
Yeah.
Mine will probably be closer to the end of the month.
Yeah.
Personally, if I had the choice, though, I would have probably wanted to participate in this one.
This would have been very enjoyable to battle in, but I usually like to wait a little bit, right, as the meta unfolds, or to get my, my practice in. But a lot of people here eager to get their world rank started.
Yeah, absolutely, 100%. They really the thing is, tournaments have such high numbers, and with high numbers means better chances of going up in ranking.
Yeah, potentially more wins, right? And it will
Yep,
be very interesting. It was nice to see as the Cali tournament finished, some of the world ranks updated. I wonder how the New York battlers, after going 6-1 or 7-0, how that affects their world rank.
yep. Again, Valor taking it 6-1,
Yeah.
right? Still, yes, he didn't go 7-0, but he's still going up on that ranking,
Oh
right?
yeah, he
Six and
took a few losses in season one, not many, but that was his first loss of season two.
Yep,
And it'll be, like I said, we're gonna watch the replay of it. I'm sure we'll learn a lot from what happened in New York.
yep. I'm curious to see how this is going to unfold. We know Quinby took the win going 7-0. I want to see that ranking. He's going to be high end challenger for sure.
Apparently, Valor Ash is number three, if I believe what I read here. And then, of course, a lot of people having their tournaments closer to the end of the month, like you and I, right? So
Yeah,
I will probably look to travel to London, Ontario, and then maybe hit up a tournament in Michigan, right? The Michigan scene is pretty good, but I think they're going through what the Toronto area kind of went through, where you have all these little tournaments, you have a lot of different communities, but if you can get everyone to come together to do a 30 plus player tournament, you're just going to get, better opportunities for invites for regionals,
exactly.
better chance for world rank. And the difference between season two and season one, we had the regional tournaments kind of smack down in the middle. With us starting earlier like this, regional invites will probably go closer to like Go Fest. So then when Worlds happens, it's not kind of in the middle. Because I know when I was competing and getting ready mentally for regionals, we had the Nightmare Cup, and I just totally ignored the Nightmare Cup. I wanted to focus on my regional practice.
Yeah,
I'm not like a lot of the other really skilled battlers where they can handle a couple metas all at once, right?
yeah.
Some of them are doing freestyle tournaments, draft tournaments, and then they're doing multiple things in a month, and it's very impressive.
I
We
was in the same boat as you,
Yeah,
100%. Like I was in a point where I was like nightmare and regionals, and I was like, obviously, I'm going to start focusing more on regionals, and we know how much time we have to practice, right? Creating content, working, and everything. You don't have all the time in the world, right? To do these things. Now, of course, my focus was in regionals. Nightmare took a hit for it though.
Oh yeah, so did I. Did you just like I literally went to Michigan like at the end of the month, random community. I saw Trainer Rem's name. I'm like, okay, I know him. Boom, message him, and we just battled at a gazebo, and I went 2-2.
Dude,
So yeah, oh yeah, the rank took a hit. What did you do for
I
your?
think I went 3-2.
Okay,
Right? Again, it's not terrible, but it's not what I want. You know
yeah,
what I mean? Like,
I think you and I 5 round tournament. You go in expecting or hoping to win, or 4-1. 3-2 is kind of like,
yeah,
you know what I mean. So, and even the 2 wins that I got in Michigan were kind of like super close, or my opponent made a mistake. So I just like squeaked by and then lost my next 2 rounds. So I think we need to tighten up a little more practice, right? And do better in these tournaments.
I like your choice of words, Jimbo.
Sometimes you got to tighten up, not be so scared. I don't know about how some of the other battlers, but like through season one, so much time and focus. Like you said, you're making content, but even just like to be good, you're practicing, and after a while, you're just drained a little bit.
Of course, and just like everything else, you want to actually uh, put your focus in, but you don't want to burn yourself out, right?
Yeah, I definitely wimped out. I heard season one was ending, took my foot off the gas pedal, and kind of was like, cool, like waiting for season two. So I didn't finish season one off the strongest, but what a great season one we had. What a great set of tournaments, Sylph, chose to make for us. And I don't think we'll have the Nightmare Cup or the Boulder Cup where you see the three Pokemon. I think they're going to be very creative all season, and we're going to have some very memorable typings and tournaments to like if we get a Mirror Cup at the end of season 2 or something similar where we can reflect on Sinister and some of the other cups. I think that's going to be very exciting to
It's not gonna be
reflect
like
on.
season 1 Mirror Cup where they're gonna be like, "You know what? There's a lot of Twilight, very diverse, and there's a lot of regional. Those are the
Yeah,
2 main, right?"
yeah,
And everyone else didn't really like the other cups as much, so
yeah,
those weren't as popular. I find that Sylph has buckled down, heard everyone what they're saying. They listened to the community, right?
yeah,
And said, "You know what? We're gonna have to make it this way now." And they started it with Sinister Cup, and I think it's gonna actually continue throughout the rest of season
yeah.
2, like you said.
Yeah, salute to Sylph. Appreciate what you guys have built for us. And dang, this would have been a good opportunity for a potential break, but we're just going to keep talking away, wait for these phones to happen.
No
But
break, no such thing as breaks. We love to actually talk, right? I love talking to you. You know how much I love talking to you.
we're having fun. We enjoy, but this is like a regular job. If you get paid the same on your breaks, you should look to take a break. I wish you guys could see what Scrub Lord was. I think you got to work on your sign language. That was very, I don't know what that means, Scrub Lord.
I think he means that he lost round 5.
Oh,
Now, let me ask you a question,
so
Shiva.
funny.
If you're
That's so
surprised by
funny.
this,
That is hilarious. Sometimes we gotta let the viewers in on what's going on to the side here or going on. Maybe we can refresh and see if the next round is ready to go.
do you guys, do you guys see that this guy dancing in the background?
No,
That's
they might not be able to.
oh my god. Um,
One, we're gonna take care of our heckler, right? We do not appreciate hecklers on stream. Two, we're getting paid the same, so we are gonna take a break. Sit tight, everybody. We will be back with some round 6 hype, and we may see Nerd, Hockey Freak, or CCO. I don't know. I didn't see it. Break Scrub Lord on stream. Oh my god. I think they're laughing. Who is it? It was Dustin. Oh, was it? Yes. So they said bring Scrub Lord on
Like professionalism, man.
Andrew, if you can hear us, we're back. We're good.
Yeah, we're back. So we gotta keep going.
Yeah, welcome back. All right, so who are we going to see here on stream? Should be Nerd and CCO for the win. Just get the battle set up on stream. Just getting the battlers set up, guys. Appreciate the hype. A lot of support for the stream and go live, which we appreciate.
Absolutely. We would not be able to show this to you guys if it wasn't for Go Live. So if you guys are watching the stream and you guys have not hit that follow button, make sure you guys do that. So because we're gonna be doing this every month. So
Yeah, GTA Toronto area deserves these tournaments, and we want to let everyone see what Canada has to offer on this side of the country. So we appreciate you guys following Go live. Yeah, appreciate everyone. Of course, we're big fans ourselves of Go Stadium and them, hosting or rating or sharing or any mention of it of this stream. We definitely appreciate. So shout out to Go Stadium. Hmm?
the mics, right? Push that way. Try to show the mics, right?
Okay, just getting ready.
Trying to get these battles all set up.
Let's get an idea of where all these guys are in the world. Everyone viewing, where are you viewing from?
Right? We got people from the States, we have Go Stadium, which is all across the world. We have Hero Vage from the Philippines,
Yes,
right?
representing Mr. International over there. And of
Right? Not
course, there's always Americans, right? The juggernauts of the world and the battle scene, right? Where some of the best are battling. I guess no disrespect to Argentina. That's where a lot of the experts are as well. 200 plus player tournaments. I just couldn't imagine organizing those guys.
and that's the thing, right? These Argentinians, like they're hardcore, right? To pull off 200 plus tournaments every single month, right? It's the organization to be able to pull that off. They must have a team. They must have
Yeah.
a team of
Oh, for sure.
organizers.
I heard they don't mess around. Like it's just like right away. Like in a little bit of delay that we have, like they don't have that, right? I know we have a stream involved, but even just like you said, all those people to keep track of. Shout out to LA. Shout out to Texas, Portugal, right?
Peru,
Peru.
Honolulu.
Nice.
Interesting.
Just waiting to get everyone set up here. So did we get an inside look at Jay Farmakis's team of six yet, or is it hidden or a secret for?
Oh, you want to know my team is
maybe
next?
maybe a little inside scoop. I have had a chance to battle you, but I don't know if that's locked in. I know it's still early for your tournament, but yeah, a little curious on what you're running.
If I was playing today, my team would definitely be. Uh, I don't know. Is I really going to give it out like that? Like,
Yeah, no, hey, you could keep your secrets safe, right? Like I was debating, like again, I've got that awesome shiny Cresselia and then Poliwrath, Driftblim, Marowak, Steelix. That last spot for me is still iffy. I scored a cross chop primate, but Bastiodon walls a lot of these ghosts, so I don't know if I'm going to decide to, take off a primate and just stick to one fighter or throw on Bastiodon. If you are having a lot of trouble with the ghosts, you may want to consider a Bastiodon on your team, maybe.
again, the wild card pick is for your support line, right? You look at your team, you say, okay, what? I'm weak to fighting. If I'm weak to fighting, bring in another like confusion user, a psychic user, right? Something that's able to beat the fighting. If you're weak to the steel types, Bastiodon, Steelix, bring in another fighter, right? That's what the wild card is all about. Or something maybe just to completely throw them off. Bow Wow. Bow Wow is a great wild card
Yeah.
pick, right? So me personally, I'm going with my wild card to be Medicham.
Okay. A lot of people are still using Medicham, even though it kind of dropped down the rankings a little bit on PV Poke because of the nerf to power up punch. The counter damage is undeniable, right? It's pretty good. And then are you rocking a psychic or ice charge move, or that's we're getting a little too
We're going into we're going to go to
Okay.
specifics. All right, Jim. Huh?
I don't know. I don't. I might be showing up to Jay Farmakis's community and battling. I might try to get the inside scoop here, right?
Yeah, no, okay. No, I feel you on that. All right, perfect. I'm gonna stay with Metacham. I'm gonna be running Dynamic Punch and Psychic.
See, I forgot. I think we saw it on stream too. I forgot that it had dynamic punch.
Yeah.
So similar to what I was saying with Polyrath, like I like having dynamic punch on Polyrath, but if you have dynamic punch on your Medicham, you could maybe switch the move set on Polyrath and mix and match. So again, that's why the Sinister meta is just so cool because you have those options.
Exactly. And what I'm doing is I'm using more of the Metacham to be a direct fighting damage hit, but also running the Psychic. And then I'm using Poliwrath to be my Power Punch user
Okay.
and Ice Punch.
All right, I'm taking notes. I'm changing my team, right? We're changing my strategy. But we've got Nerd on stream, right? We don't have the phone for CCO, but that's okay. We get Nerd here leading with the Polyrath, fan favorite for this cup. And we got a mirror match.
Mirror
So it's
match.
going to come down to these move sets, right?
Right? And we remember exactly what Nerd runs for his Poliwrath. He actually runs Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch.
Yeah, yeah, that's my preferred move set for Polyrath right now because I'm not rocking a Medicham, but we'll see. No shield, and you can just see how much damage the Polyrath does with Dynamic Punch.
Yeah, we're gonna see here. Is he gonna decide to shield? No, he's not because he knows he was able to hit that direct hit. Is he gonna be doing a dynamic punch as well? Yes, he is.
Okay, we get to see CCO's moves, or at least one of the charge moves right now. The other one is kind of hidden to us, so we'll see how that plays out,
Mhm.
and we'll see if he decides to use a shield for this.
Now I'm curious: is he running Ice Punch or is he running Hydro Pump?
CCO staying calm and cool and not shielding that ice punch.
Very good move. Absolutely great move. Now we have Nerd swapping out, bringing in the Cresselia, and now he's waiting to see exactly what he's gonna bring in. He decides to bring Empoleon.
Yeah, Polyrath is gone because of that confusion damage, and we can see Empoleon kind of waterfalling its way to a charge move.
Yep, Empoleon's gonna do some decent damage, but again, it's I don't know.
I think this is the shield to use, right? Since you didn't shield with your Polyrath, you got to use one of those shields, and he does.
Exactly, and we all know Cresselia is a massive tank, massive tank.
Yes, I know from experience, right? I'm a big fan of using Cresselia, but it just takes so long to get to those charge moves. Now we'll see what they do with the next. K doesn't use the charge move, and he
Wow.
hangs on to get the charge move off. That's great. Now does CCO or does Nerd?
Decide to shield here? I don't think so. He
Okay.
lets Cresselia go down, brings back the Poliwrath to be able to farm up a little bit more, see what he's gonna be able to bring in. Confusion's gonna do oof.
The Nerd is he's becoming the bully. We've seen him a few
Yeah.
times on stream. Let's see what this ice punch does.
How the Nerd has converted to be the bully.
Yes. Now, of course, the Clay Dalt's confusion gets rid of the Polyrath, but we've got Mawile doing work, right?
Malwell, like we said before, Malwell's gonna do a whole lot of work,
We
especially with shields.
we've seen him do this with the two shielded, having the two shields with Mawile, and he's in control of this battle right now.
100%. Nerd is coming in, having so much energy and just completely annihilating that Claydon with bite.
I'm wondering if he named himself the Nerd because he's embracing his smart wittiness, or if he's just trying to, stay under the radar from all the other bullies. Because he's clearly doing the bullying on the streams. We've seen him do a lot of work on this stream so far.
Oh, absolutely. And like I said before, right? I told you, Mawile is just gonna annihilate. You saw that he kept his two shields
Yeah,
until the very end.
yeah,
Right? He didn't even have to. Well, yeah, okay, I would say he had to. The Earth Power, yeah, for sure, shield it. But again, like he only used one shield. He won with a shield.
yeah. I've had matches where I've led Polyrath, not shielded, right? Because I felt I won that matchup, and then not put the pressure, and my opponent has two shields with a Mawile and then runs through the rest of my team.
Exactly. That's like, it's all about the shield baiting, and with when you have that shield bait and you do it successfully,
Yeah,
right? You're a lot more ahead in the game
yeah,
compared to when the shield baits go bad. You're a
yeah.
lot further behind.
Yeah, a lot of the battlers are experienced, so they may know those things. But like I keep having to remind myself as I'm doing these practice battles to just not let my opponent keep two shields if they've got a Mawile on the team. Apply more pressure, make them use a shield at least, and because again, you don't want that Mawile to run through your ghost or whatever you have remaining on your team.
Exactly. Mawile is a monster, and if he has two shields,
You called it early on, right? You were a big fan, supporter of Mawile.
yeah, everybody doubted me.
Yeah, yeah. Well, I think one of the reasons why they did is because of it just doesn't have the pressure from a charge move
Uh,
perspective. But that's not what its strength is right now. I mean, sure you get a power up punch here and there, but it's that bite damage that's just wrecking through those ghosts.
exactly, 100%. Now he did lock in, and he's actually locked in with a Cresselia as the lead.
Yeah, I like to switch it up every once in a while. Maybe he thinks he's going to lead Polyrath again.
Let's see. Oh, so
Okay, but you've got confusion versus confusion user, right?
yeah. Now, I'm not 100% sure how this matchup goes, but I think Cresselia is a tank. So
Yeah, and I think with the ice damage against the clay doll or the aurora beam that it wins this matchup. So we'll see how the shields come into play or who decides to use what shields.
Aurora Beam going off. Oh
Yeah,
wow, Aurora, yeah,
yeah,
definitely Cresselia is
it's super effective, but it doesn't like do it doesn't faint, right? It's still alive. It's able to do some work against Cresselia.
right, and Cresselia doesn't have to shield in this scenario,
No,
right? Just go straight in, do confusions, hit the Aurora Beams, possibly bait a shield here.
what does it get to another Earth power before gets the aurora beam? So now what do, right?
This
Do you
is gonna be a tough
just
one.
rely on the bulk? He decides not to. He decides to use the shield.
Yep,
But then you're still going to have a similar scenario potentially that maybe Claydol getting to another Earth power before Cresselia gets to the Aurora Beam. But he decides not to shield, so that thing that I just said doesn't matter.
exactly. But I don't know if you noticed it, but did you see the Earth Power actually got the debuff, bringing the Cresselia's defense lower?
Okay, no, I did not see
Yeah,
that. It's a
so
good eye there,
again,
John.
Cresselia is a tank, but again, lowering the defense
Yeah.
is huge. Still being able to pull off an Aurora Beam against Steelix,
Yeah.
doing some decent damage.
Yeah. Neutral damage, and we're seeing. Is he gonna do the crunch? No, he doesn't have to get do the crunch. So the Cresselia is loaded. He's got some energy here, and in comes that Polyrath. And I feel this is going to be a crunch. Let's see. See, Jimma does not know. He takes a huge chunk of damage, but he still hangs onto that shield. And
Yep.
in comes the Mawile. Now, Polyrath is pretty good against Mawile,
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one to come back from. Bringing in the Mawile, especially. Oh man.
which is good for us. Maybe we see an important game three, not just like a mercy game three. Yeah,
Yeah,
you can see him deciding not to shield. And that's the reason why I went to Dynamic Punch on Polyrath was to take care of Mawile a little bit.
yeah. I think that was a poor switch on that one.
Yeah.
I'm not sure why he did the whole swap out.
Yeah, CCO in complete control of this one, still having the shields. And goes for the ice punch, right? Gets rid of his last shield.
Yeah.
And this is GG for CCO. Trying to get one of those shields. He does get the shield, but it's not going to matter, right? Here comes the dynamic punch, hopefully, to put this Polyrath out of his misery. And then we get to see a game three.
That's the thing, right? It's all about the shields. I don't even think CCO even used a shield.
Yeah.
I don't think he did.
I think at the end he did use the one of the two shields, but it wasn't
Yeah,
a big deal, right? Because he was in complete control. So, but you're right, going through most of the match not having to use a shield, and
exactly.
sometimes that's what happens when you lead Cresselia. It's not applying the right amount of pressure that you prefer. Takes a while to get to those charge moves,
Exactly.
and I don't want to speak too soon, but we can kind of see what he's thinking as far as his lead goes.
And the thing is, I honestly think he was in a bad matchup, but what sealed it was the switch to Mawile,
Yeah.
right? Switching in Mawile against Poliwrath is just like, oof.
Yeah, it's tough to overcome. Maybe if you're still rocking dynamic punch. No, even if you're well, the old. You're right. It was not the greatest of gameplays there. So we'll see
Let's
what
see
these
who's
two.
gonna take it now. Will it be the nerd right now. Should we even call
Or
him Nerd?
CCO. I can. Let's see if the people in the chat can. Let's see if they can root for these battlers that they don't really know, or maybe some of the viewers do know these two. But we'll
But
see
again,
what happens.
probably not the biggest names in the community right now, but these guys are coming here making a name,
Yeah,
right? Going into season 2 saying, I'm going to make it, right? And
that's
again,
what's great about a fresh start, right? So we've got Mawile versus Claydol. He gets the Claydol out right away.
swaps in, brings in the Cresselia. Cresselia's confusion is just going to go to work now. See, that is now the better play. This is pretty
Yeah.
much, I think I'm not going to call it too soon, right? But I think this is pretty much GG for Nerd. But again, he could call it and bring it back.
Puts him in a great position to win for sure, right? You can see the confusion's chunked down, but he's probably not going to shield any of these charge moves, and it's going to slowly bring down Cresselia. But then
Yep.
the Cresselia is going to be loaded full of energy for whatever he decides to bring in.
Now he's going to go in, J farm the heck out of
Yeah,
that Polyrath, right?
right.
Just literally just J farming completely. Doesn't matter what he throws, he's going to be full on energy, and he's just going to shoot off those charge moves for the next Pokemon
Yeah,
coming in. Aurora Beam going to be great, doing some neutral damage depending what's coming in, or Future Sight going to be heavy hitting.
yeah. Both got 2 shields left. He's thinking. He's debating. Is he bringing the Clay? No, the Steelix, which is a good
He,
play. Like Aurora Beam's neutral, but it doesn't do a ton of damage.
again, Aurora Beam is probably the better move to use
Oh,
here,
for
right?
sure. That's why I have Aurora Beam on my Cresselia, is because it is neutral damage, right? Steelix will resist the other charge moves.
He'd be able to pull off another Aurora Beam. He does.
Well, that's what I was going to ask before, actually.
Like he didn't have to pull off the Aurora Beam, right? He does have, I think, his Polyrath in the back, but again, he was able to
Oh,
bring down that Steelix.
well, you want to get that second Aurora Beam off before he could potentially crunch you down.
Exactly. Bringing in the Polyrath, he's not going to shield, but if it's Earthquake, it's going to do a lot of damage.
When are these guys going to use their shields?
Yeah,
We'll find out.
this is a lot of shieldless matches. I don't know why he's keeping it. Why is
Uh,
it straight up? Okay.
well, I think we know why Nerd's saving his 2 shields, right? To protect his Mawile when he does bring him into battle.
Deciding not to shield again.
That's crazy. Oh my god.
Oh my
So,
god.
like, he's got a shield eventually.
Like I understand, like he's in such a big matchup that he's gonna be able to just destroy the Claydol,
Yeah.
keeping the double shield, but still, like keep the Polyrath. I get it though. I get it. I
Yeah.
do get it because he knows he's gonna be able to bring down the Steelix and keep the Mawile for the
But this
Claydol.
is one of Jimma's worst nightmares, though, is losing with shields. We mentioned you do. That's what Mawile has the ability to do, is make you lose with shields remaining. So, like, and you don't want to ever shield a power up punch. But sometimes you have to, but like, I think he just knows it's GG.
He knows it's GG.
And
Nerd
Nerd
is
is
gonna
the
take
big
it.
bully. Mawile and the Nerd taking down another win.
Wow.
Yeah, he needed to use some of those shields, and that's a reminder for all the viewers, right? Again, a lot of people are aware of that, but Mawile with shields is deadly, and he has the ability to make you lose with shields remaining. So you got to use them earlier in the match.
Oh, absolutely. And seeing, like, I understand not using your shield again, like we were saying earlier, right?
Yeah,
Not using the shield because he knows that he has Claydol in the back. Once Claydol comes in, Confusion's just going to annihilate Polyrath. So
yeah,
why use the shield? Bring the Mawile, double shield, just annihilate
yeah.
the Claydol.
I know CCO was sitting there thinking I could have used some of those shields earlier.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let's get hype, right? We're coming to the end, right? Maybe we should pick up some energy here and like see what's going on. The Nerd bullying his way to take home this trophy. Let's update and see who's doing what. Yeah, shout out to all you guys in chat. We appreciate the support. PvP is possible because of you guys.
I think now we are going to be bringing it to,
Jolt Switch interviewing the Nerd.
yes, onto you, Joe Switch.
All right, guys, we do have Nerd here after his win. Hey guys, Jolt Switch here. We've got Nerd here after another win. Congratulations on being on table one there. Um, Definitely some moves there with that Mawile.
Oh yeah, it's been going crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I mean, I've got one of those on my team too, but you're putting it to work today.
Okay, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Like, prepping up to the tournament, I had all these teams planned out because Sinister's kind of crazy. You can like, there's so many teams you can make that are pretty viable,
Yeah.
and I had Mawile on my wish list team, and it wasn't until last night that a friend of mine that I was raiding with, because I was fresh out of charge TMs, I had 0, so I was just raiding with her, and she just powered up and double moved a Mawile, and she just traded me. She's like, "Take it, you need it." So I had like no practice, but I'd watched so many videos going in that I was just like, I have to take it. I got to use it. It's on the dream team. And
That's awesome. So you got that one from a friend.
yeah, like literally just last night. So
Oh wow. So did you get some practice in before today, or not really? But
just
it's
running some sims, watching some videos.
Well, I mean, it's been working well for you though.
Oh yeah. It's Mawile's kind of crazy.
It's got very few weaknesses, but I mean, it does really well here.
Yeah, like in its bad matchups even, it's able to chunk away. So like there are times when I like opt into staying into a matchup against a Poliwrath or something, and I chip away at it and then look for a switch, or look to come in back and farm, because people really don't expect the quick move damage a lot of the time.
Yeah, especially when you're pulling that power up punch. No one wants
Oh,
to
yeah.
shield that little bit of
Yeah,
damage.
exactly. Yeah, the power up punch actually, it did actually matter a couple of times. I remember doing Mawile versus Empoleon, which before Mawile got power up punch was actually an Empoleon favored matchup, but now it's Mawile favored because the power up punch actually really matters.
Right on. Well, it's good to see that working. I mean, I might have to TM mine before I go into ninja tournaments here. But I mean, who are you looking forward to in the next round?
I didn't actually check the brackets.
That's all right. We can definitely take a peek here. I'm sure it'll be up soon. We probably have a few battles rounding out.
I mean, there's a up until last round, it was like 5-1 people. I was looking at the 4-1 players. A lot of them, people I practice with, very scary, dangerous players to play against. But hopefully, I can pull out a win.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been doing really well, so I'm sure you got it. Might have it in the bag there. We might see you on table 1 once again. So I think we'll head back to the stream now. We've got the other ones starting to line up. We'll be head back right over to Jimma and J Farm. Back to you guys.
Thank
Great
you, Jolt
job.
Switch.
Great job, Joel Switch, with that interview.
Great interview.
Absolutely.
Interviewing the new bully of Toronto, the nerd. But there's so many people that are 5 wins. Who will the nerd battle next round, right? We've got Jeff Cho. We got, CCO just took a loss, but he's 5-1, taking his first loss. We have Hockey Freak, Dragon Silk, Holden McGroin, Ben Muppy, and Wang Koting. I said that way wrong, but who is going to get a chance to battle the nerd to upset and possibly force a tie, right? Nerd controls his own destiny. If the nerd wins, right, takes it home. But if he gets confronted and taken down, then we're going to have a tie here.
This
We're
is
just waiting on
definitely-
Scrub Lord to report.
Yeah, Scrublord is the last one to report here. See what's going on. He's going up against Lawrence,
Sure.
10 rents.
I-
But yeah, Nerd being the only one now, being 6-0.
Going forward, all of the battlers with confusing, weird spelled names, we're going to need you to change them so we don't make those kind of mistakes. Makes us look silly when we can't read your name because or at least I am a little illiterate, right? So got to make it easier on your shoutcasters.
No, 100%. The thing is, though, Nerd is in a great position right now. He's in a situation where he's probably going to be going up against another player that's 5-1, but he's in a situation where no matter what happens here in round 7, he's still taking the win because if he goes 7-0, he wins. He's
Right.
the only winner. If he goes 6-1, he's going to tie for first.
Yeah, he'll get the gold medal, but does he take home the trophy for tie-break points? We saw this in Safari Zone.
Yeah.
We thought that the guy was running away with the win. In comes Simply Moxie. Boom, we got a big, 5-way tie or however many people are going to tie. So you're right. The nerd controls his own destiny, but I know whoever he faces will have something to say about him taking home that trophy.
100%. We know the nerd. He's coming in as the nerd, leaving as the bully, and he wants to take the trophy home single-handedly. He wants to sweep because he also loves the bragging rights.
Yes. So once again, thank you to Go Live for streaming this. If you guys are watching this, make sure you are subbed so you can tune in for the next tournament. We'll be
Yeah,
live
guys.
streaming November's tournament here in Toronto.
100%. Again, we've heard us say it before. If you're just tuning in now, we are planning on doing this every month. One time every month. We're going to try to make it early on in the month so that way you guys can learn from this going into your later in the month tournaments. So make sure you guys hit the follow button so that way you guys are staying and being notified for when we do this.
Now, me personally, my team doesn't seem any less viable, right? I know sometimes we learn from the meta or what some of these players are doing, but I guess, confident that my team is balanced enough to take on this competition. But
Yeah,
maybe something that happened in the New York Cup has changed that. And maybe that's just because I was already familiar with the damage that Mawile can do based on some of my wins or some of my losses. So hopefully you guys are learning, or this will help you adapt to for your tournaments. But
absolutely. This is all what it is, right? We're not just doing this just to show you guys the broadcast and showing you guys how Toronto's tournament is. Of course, we want to show you how Toronto's tournament is. We want to get Toronto to be bigger than what it is, what it was in season one, right? But this is more just so you guys, so we can teach you guys what's going on here, right? So you guys are more prepared going into your next tournament.
yeah, absolutely. Hopefully, some of those battles have helped you learn. We have seen, Drift Blim ran crazy yesterday in Cali. The nerd is showing off his Mawile, and again, maybe New York was a different story. So I feel that if you play your team of six properly, uh, you know, you can come out on top. I don't think we have to be a copycat and just copy the nerds team or for the battles team from Cali yesterday or
No,
Valor Ash from New York. Of course, it's great to learn and absorb, but you know,
right?
just put your practice in.
Exactly, and exactly what you were saying just now. Just don't copy the team because it's not about the team. It's about the way you use the team, right? Again, it's just because Valorash's team is amazing, but it's the way Valorash uses the team is what the way is the reason why it's so amazing, right? So come in, learn what the way your play style is. After you learn your play style, then you'll know exactly the way you will use your team the best and the most optimal way.
Yeah, and some of you might be like me when a meta is announced. I have no idea what my playstyle will or could be. Go to PV Poke, get familiar with the rankings, run your simulations, go into Go Stadium's Discord so you can join in on those discussions. Because even myself, early on in the meta, I
100%.
posted my team of six and I asked people to kind of judge it, see where my weaknesses are, and they'll always give you that feedback in the Go Stadium Discord.
Absolutely. Now, can we
Oh,
take a look at exactly who Nerd the Bully is going to be going up against?
someone that we know very well, Mr. Dragon Silk. Now, if Go Live can hear us, there's a lot of background noise, so if you guys can fix that, right? Mute your mic or whoever that is. But yeah,
Absolutely.
we talked about Dragon Silk. We know what kind of a battler he can be. We know that he's been training and prepping. And we've seen Nerd a few times today, right? Just continuing to bully his opponents.
Yeah, guaranteed. Mango Dragon Silk is
It
one of
is
the
muted.
top contenders in Toronto. He's extremely good, and not only that, but he's also a content creator as well, right? He comes out with some great content, shows the battles that he does, shows how he does it, why he uses specific moves, and the way that he executes. And that's the whole thing of the way his channel is ran.
Yeah, I mentioned I may not change my gameplay based on what we've seen today, but watching maybe Dragon Silk's tournament, maybe King will shoutcast like Jeff Cho's run. We know that he does a lot of shoutcasting of people that submit their tournaments. So there's still lots to learn. And what a great cup we have from the Silk team. So they're gonna just get ready here, get locked and loaded. Maybe we should bring up the teams real
Your
quick.
teams,
Well, we know. Let's look at Dragon Silk's team.
Surgeon.
Yeah, just search Dragon Silk because we've seen Nerd's team up and close. Let's see what Dragon Silk is running.
He's running Medicham, Alolan Marowak, Steelix, Dusclops, Poliwrath, and Drifblim.
Okay, so a lot of what we've seen today, but maybe a different mix and match compared to others. He's got two fighters with Medicham and Poliwrath.
He's actually running a triple ghost team.
That's spooky. It can be very scary if you're not prepared, but we know that one Pokemon for sure is prepared for those ghosts. That's Nerd's Mawile for sure.
Absolutely. But again, if he's running triple ghost, he's definitely most likely running fire spin on that Alola Marowak. Right,
Yeah,
and obviously Dusclops with the fire punch, so this is something that Nerd is gonna have to be careful for.
yeah. Now, does he bring in the Medicham to take care of Mawile? Maybe he doesn't know what kind of destruction his Mawile has done, so he doesn't bring Poliwrath, or excuse me, Medicham. But it's a good option potentially. We'll see what he does.
I'm curious to see it, and I'm honestly I'm surprised that he's bringing the Alola Marowak, the Dusclops, and the Drifblim. I'm seeing the triple ghost again. It could be a way of mind tricks, right?
Yeah.
Seeing the triple ghosts and then bringing something completely different.
Yeah, but that's really good what you said, though. I think you're right. Based on him having three ghosts, why not change it up for the quick move on Marowak, right?
Right, you have your Alola Marowak being more of a generalist with Fire Spin, being able to do well against the tanks and also
Yeah.
the ghosts. But now you need something that's going to be more heavy towards the ghosts.
Yeah. And Dragon Silk, we've talked about his YouTube channel. Might not be the biggest name in the YouTube world, but very respected between battlers. He's done a lot of draft tournaments with a lot of the top names, a lot of the people or battlers in this tournament. So he's no slouch to knowing the meta, being very creative, and we'll see how he does against this nerd.
Right, and it does not surprise me at all to see him in the top of the listings because he also wins against these guys.
Yeah.
Right, these guys are all no joke, but he still wins.
He could be this tournament's Simply Moxie. And what I mean by that is Simply Moxie defeated the undefeated player at the end round, the last round, to create the tie. So Poliwrath versus Marowak.
Now Dragon Silk is taking the lead here. The bubble Polyrath. He's gonna swap out. Probably gonna be bringing a mirror Polyrath. Now he's gonna decide to swap out, and bring in the Dusclops.
And this is where I feel comfortable. Dusclops has given me trouble before, but with my Poliwrath, with Ice Punch, it kind of neutralizes the matchup. So it's a even fight kind of, right? You can see the Ice Punch
Exactly.
is neutral. The Shadow Punch doesn't do that much damage. It's like, do one of these opponents decide to use some of their shields?
Yeah, I'm not expecting to see any shields as of yet. I think probably later on in the battle we're gonna see more of it.
Right. And that's where I learned my lesson though, is making sure I use a shield because of my opponent having Mawile, because Mawile is so deadly.
Exactly. Now again, that Dusclops is going to get to another Shadow Punch prior to Polyrath pulling off another Ice Punch. Now Nerd is deciding not to shield again. Still
Yeah.
keeping not shielding, but he's gonna go with the Ice Punch. Ice Punch is gonna do quite a bit of damage. Is Dragon still gonna decide to shield?
No, they're both hanging onto those shields. And down goes Dusclops. Now Polyrath has some about halfway on his charge moves.
Remember, he was farming with that Polyrath. He
Yeah.
was able to just get up there in energy. He was not taking huge fast move damage, but that Ice Punch is going to be able to just take down that Polyrath.
And we see Nerd did not bring his Mawile this time.
Again, Haunter. Here I see the Ice Punch, the shield from Nerd, and then going for the swap.
Let's see if you're right. There's the shield,
Oh,
building up energy. I think he feels comfortable. I didn't see which charge move this is, but it is going to be shielded. Shadow Punch, okay, that's good. That's good for Nerd, right? Not wasting all that energy with a Shadow
yeah.
Ball.
Decided to actually go with Ice Punch.
Oh yeah, for sure, right?
Yeah.
This puts the pressure on it. Squishy Haunter, but he's wanting to keep that Haunter alive.
Taking both shields down though. He's ooh.
Yeah, I see what he was trying to do there,
Oh,
and he's gonna let it go. Yeah, good call. He's gonna bring in Steelix, but
keep the shield. Bring the
Haunter's gonna
Steelix.
be able to get off a Shadow Ball.
He's just gonna be able to farm
Shadow
that.
Ball.
Fine. It's fine. Let him Shadow Ball. Right? He
Oh
has
yeah,
a shield. It's ready
Dragon
to go.
still
He's
has
gonna
a
be able to
shield.
farm it down. Right? And whatever's coming in is gonna be getting hit with like either an earthquake or some crunch. And again, there it is, earthquake. And that
Okay,
is gonna
playing
be
it cool.
GG.
Sometimes when you're behind, it feels like you're behind in the match, but if you play it properly and rock your opponent with an earthquake, you're able to bully the Nerd.
Yep, there it is. Keeping that shield and now deciding to be able to just farm down the rest of that Haunter. And that is GG going round one for Dragon Silk.
Yeah, I was just wondering if instead of the Shadow Ball, if he did a Shadow Punch, would he be able to get another Shadow Punch off? Even if he would, it wouldn't have KO'd the Steelix. So great
Yeah,
play on
definitely
Dragon Silk, taking game one.
Absolutely. That was just again, they know the Sims, right? They've been running PV Poke since day one.
Yeah.
They've been doing battle simulations since the start of Sinister Cup, right? They know exactly how much damage everything is going to do. Wow, we're gonna
Well, I was pointing because I'm like, he's bringing in the Mawile.
Yeah, I think the Malwa is gonna. Whew.
Well, we'll see.
Because
Kind of
remember, Dragon Silk came in with double Ghost in round one. Let's see. Again, keeping the Malwa in the back, going with lead against Polyrath.
shaking the screen. Do I lock in? Let's
Yeah,
see
do I
what we
lock
do.
in? Dragon Silk's thinking. He's like, you know what? He did really well. He has that Mal on that team. How do I want to go about
I
this?
kind of like this lead from Nerd though. When I look at the lead compared to the rest of his team, I think it's a good matchup in most scenarios. Then he's got some firepower in the back, so we'll see how that plays out.
Let's see.
Dragon Silk knows how important this match is. Okay.
Go double. If he goes double fighter here, Mango is a genius.
Or does he lock in with the Gulpin? Probably not.
Oh,
Okay,
still
let's
going
see.
with double ghost.
Ooh. All right, let's see.
All right.
I'm
He's gonna have to keep the Polyrath alive.
he doesn't know this. Yeah, that Mawile is potentially going to do work on his team.
Yeah. Dragonstill's gonna have to know. He's gonna have to keep this Polyrath alive.
Yeah. And we know we've learned, right? CMP is completely random.
Yep. There's no more first round, second round, rock
Yeah.
paper scissors, nothing like that anymore. It's just straight random.
And Nerd using one of his shields early on, which we've seen him kind of hang on to those shields.
Yeah, you actually decided to not use shields here. Sorry, to use shields here.
Right.
It's very weird for Nerd here.
Yeah. And Dragon Silk lets it go through.
Oof. I think that's gonna be a problem for Dragonsilk.
Okay, he's gonna let it go through, right? Keep one shield at least.
Oh, let's see. Decide not to shield, letting the Polyrath go down.
And preserving a little bit of energy by doing the ice punch, and then he's still got quite a bit of energy to get to a charge move, hopefully quick.
Absolutely. Going for the ice punch against the drift blimp for sure. Gonna be able to just he's using a shield here, 100%.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's got a shield, right? So they're both down to a shield apiece.
Will he get to another one though? No. No way.
He
Oh,
did because
oh,
he was. I was thinking, is he going to use the Omnimus win right away? And he doesn't,
wow.
and he's going to let it go through, knowing that he can
Yep.
take the damage. And
But,
and maybe he
but
did
still,
try to click it. Maybe it was a CMP thing where he was counting
ah,
potentially, but he still should have maybe did it a quick move earlier.
yes. Now he just lost all that energy. He was able to just farm him down at that point.
Right. All right.
All right, here he comes.
In comes
Haunter
one of
coming
my
in.
favorites. Yes, Haunter's one of my favorites.
Uh-oh.
He's loaded too.
Yeah.
He's going to get a shield, but then he's going to fire off another
He's
charge move,
decided not to shield, thinking that he's going to be going with Shadow Punch.
which he
Yes,
he
he
is.
is. He is.
Okay. Good call, right?
Bring in the Mawile. Ooh.
Keeping that energy, subs the Haunter out, keeping some
Yeah.
energy.
Again, bite. Bite is going to do a lot of damage. Right?
But
Still
the
having
fire
shield.
spin it does
But look
is
at
a little
this.
more effective, right?
Oh.
Little tip from our battle hero, right? Fire
Yeah,
spin
yeah.
on the Marowak against Mawile specifically.
GG, though. Like, wow. See? Mango took a loss with a shield.
Yeah.
With
That's
a shield.
for all of you that don't know. Dragon Silk's name on the streets is Mango. We goes by Mango or Dragon Silk, and this is what we want. Game 3 between two very skilled battlers,
Finalists.
finalists.
Will it be a 7-0 sweep for Nerd, or will it be a 6-1 split tie for first
Yeah.
place?
Nerd coming back if he wins this game, losing game 1, keeping his composure.
Mm-hmm.
That Mawile pick.
All right, let's stay quiet. Let's see what's going on.
Yeah.
Which team? What are they going with?
Shiny Lugia is nice. Not on his team, but Nerd potentially completely switching it up. What do you guys think at home? Do they lock in?
Oh man, if Mango goes Chris Polyrath lead, to Nerds Cresselia lead. This is going to be tough.
Another one.
Another one. But again, Steelix will be very good for Mango in this situation.
Yeah, potentially finishing off the match strong. Nobody locking in. Still reading the team.
Wow. The nerves. Oh, okay.
And this is where switching up that lead or switching it up really pays off because the Cresselia confusion damage is going to be deadly to the Poliwrath. I think he subs the Poliwrath out as soon as possible.
Absolutely. But
Yep.
you see here, though, like right away, swap the Poliwrath, bring in the Dusclops. Thing is, Mango has Steelix in the back.
He's trying to sub out, right? When you tap that confusion too many times, you have to completely kind of just like pause and stop tapping.
Bring in the switch.
Yeah.
But again, did you see? Steelix has, Mango has Steelix in the back, and knowing that Nerd is coming in with Mawile, Marowak, and Cresselia, there's no answer for Steelix.
Well, on the slower switch too allows him to build up more energy, and you can see how much damage that Fire Punch did to his Mawile.
Absolutely.
Woo! We're gonna have a finish, guys, ladies
Oh.
and gents, trainers
Oh,
and
man.
Pokemon.
Here it is. Oh man.
I don't think he'll be able to get to a play rough, which is deadly sometimes on the Poliwrath.
Yeah.
Okay, we can't see
Can't
the
see the
battle
screen.
anymore. Hope everyone is enjoying the battle because we can't see it.
Okay, so for what we see here, we're going to be a little bit late, but what we see here,
He does
goes
get to the play rough.
and he shields. Very
shield.
good play.
We can see the battles again. Thank you.
Yep. And now we're going to be pulling off a crunch, forcing the shield on the Haunter. Again, Steelix is going to be huge.
Yeah, you called it, and the shields are down now.
Oh, man.
Even if he landed a Shadow Ball, though, it's not going to do
Doesn't
enough.
matter.
Great job not shielding by Dragon Silk.
Yep. He's good. Oh, going for another one.
He's got to shield it.
He has to shield this now,
Yeah.
for sure.
Maybe a little over farming.
Man. Here we go.
Here we go. It's coming out of the
we go.
wire. Shields are gone. It's clicking the crunch.
Over farming a little bit, going for the crunch. Crunch
Now
will KO this Haunter.
Yeah, Haunter's done for.
Yeah.
But how close to another potential crunch or earthquake to finish off? You could see he was clicking on Aurora Beam right away. This will KO Steelix. This will KO Steelix.
And bringing in the Poliwrath with Ice Punch. It's not going to be enough.
No, we have a
It's not enough.
champion.
No.
We are crowning
have
a Nerd 963
sure.
champion.
Yep, Dragon Silk doing very well, but Confusion is just going to completely, utterly take it down. I don't think so.
Man, this is closer than we thought. This is closer than we thought.
Don't call it
we
too
called
early.
it wrong.
Don't call it early. Ice Punch.
We called it too early.
Oh
If you
my
can get another
gosh.
Ice Punch off.
Oh, no. Oh.
We were hoping. Oh, it was so
Oh.
close. Nerd completely sweeping the Toronto meta, taking this down 7-0. Wow.
7
Being
and
crowned
0.
champion. No.
Oh my God!
He did it! Oh my God!
Oh my
Dragon
God!
Silk.
Oh my
Wow.
God! Oh my God! Oh.
That's how we call it. Dragon Silk coming out.
Oh,
Wow.
no way!
We called it wrong.
No
I was
way!
wrong. Wow. Dragon Silk making this a tournament to remember. We crowned him too early. I crowned him too early.
No.
Wow, look at Mango. Dragon
Oh
Silk
my
is extremely happy. Nerd can't believe it. Nerd can't believe it. And that's when shoutcasters get it wrong. Wow. That's impressive. Incredible.
Incredible. That was insane.
And I wonder if he would have had a chance to potentially get to a future site to finish off the Poliwrath, but it doesn't matter.
No.
Crowned him too early.
Wow. We were
Very
like,
impressive.
wait, we're crowning him. They were like, no, wait, it's too soon. It's too soon.
Dragon Silk
no,
is
we're
a
crowning
bully.
him.
Oh my goodness.
Wow.
Very impressive. Great sportsmanship.
Wow.
You could hear the eruption from the crowd watching that.
Absolutely. That was insane. Like, I don't know what happened there. Like,
I do. I got it wrong.
Wow.
I thought that the Aurora Beam was enough.
I apologize. I think I probably creased your suit a little
It's
bit.
all right,
Like,
man.
I'm sorry.
That's
about
what
that.
happens. That's
Dude.
all right. It's incredible. Incredible.
Oh,
That was a great finish.
that,
But how does this affect the bracket and who gets crowned trophy winner?
let's see.
We have to refresh.
This
Wow.
is definitely going to be a multiple people tie. Let's see who is actually going to take this tournament.
We just have to refresh.
Refresh.
We'll have to go to the brackets too. We're gonna have to wait for everyone to update their brackets so we can go to points, but we have to wait for more people to
Finish up
update.
there.
Yeah, multiple battlers with 6 wins. That's incredible finish.
Oh my gosh. I can't believe it. I never thought I would see the end of the battle,
Yeah,
the end of the tournament coming down to the wire with a
like one sliver.
Polyrath
Yeah,
beating the Cresselia.
Yeah. had enough energy,
We-
right?
Yeah. We actually have our winner. Well, the person who made the upset
Yeah.
for Nerd, we have him right over here. Dragon Silk. Mango. Come over here for a sec.
Wow. You want me to give him a chance? You want to talk to him? Wow.
No,
Yeah. Well, yeah, because then they can
yeah.
hear. Yo, incredible. Thank you. J-Farm wants to just chat with you if you're okay with that. For sure.
Here we go again, eh?
I'll try not to nerd out this time.
What is up?
Oh man.
That was insane,
Oh man, yeah, that was crazy.
man. You definitely have great IVs on your Polyrath.
It's a hundo. That 1477 is a hundo Polyrath.
No way, dude. Okay. Okay. So I'm gonna tell you exactly what happened. You came in here. We literally crowned Nerd. We
Yeah.
crowned Nerd. We're like, yeah, he has this now. It's over. And then you were pushing it, and Polyrath was going. Polyrath was doing well with the ice punches, and I was like, okay, wait, don't call too soon. Don't call too soon. Right? And then we're like, okay, no, he has it 100% with the Aurora beat. And then ice punch, and I just jumped on him. Dead.
I almost stopped tapping because I thought he had it, but then Aurora Beam came and I'm like, not today.
How do you feel, man? What happened?
Man, I feel great. So like I lost one match earlier to Guan. Like we went 2-1, and I was like, Guan is like one of the best. I'm like, okay, if I'm not beating Guan right now, maybe my fortunes in this tournament aren't so well. But then I did start to like stack up some like really quality wins. Came against Nerd and like able to pull it out. Very surprised by that last matchup, but. Almost went Polyrath and Metacham, which I did to do. I won with both in one match today, and I thought about bringing it against Nerd, but I got a little nervous because that Haunter I don't really have a counter for, so I didn't know exactly what to do.
You actually have to update your bracket.
Oh fuck! I'm sorry, guys. I'm just so hyped right now.
No, man. Like, you trust me. You made the entire room explode. Like, it was insane. All right. Tell me. Now, you just upset a Nerd, like, hard.
Yeah.
Right? He was going 7-0. He wanted the 7-0, but now you made yourself.
Man, this isn't normal between me and Nerd. So in regionals, he beat me round one, one shot in my Melmetal with actually that stupid Haunter that he brought today.
It was actually funny. Now that you're actually speaking about the Metacham,
Yeah.
I was actually calling it. I would say, I'm like, I think he's going to go Polyrath and Metacham here.
Well, my Metacham actually, it's something I don't think anyone else is running. It does not have a fighting type charge move. Ice Punch Psychic.
Okay, no, I'm doing that. I'm not that risky.
I pulled it out one time. I led Polyrath close with Metacham, and it actually won me one of my rounds. But I couldn't pull that shit against Nerd because that Haunter was just I don't have a counter for it. Yeah.
Yeah, and we noticed too that he had no answer to Steelix.
Yeah.
Right. So he was able to do some decent damage to it, but
yeah.
Steelix he was just too good.
He's an incredible player. He got me in regionals. I got him back in Nightmare. And actually, it's funny, the same Pokemon are coming up. Beats me with Haunter in Nightmare. First person to use a Bubble Polyrath is Nerd, which actually cost him the match back in Nightmare. But this guy's already on some Sinister meta before we all like clued into it. He knew this cup was coming.
Okay, listen though. You were in a situation where you were going into battle. The second you went on camera, the chat started blowing up. It was like, Mango, take my energy, take my energy. I'm telling you, man, like, Nerd was being a nerd, but he was being a bully in this tournament, right? But then you came in, you're like, bro, relax. Like, you're like, bro, Nerd, get wrecked.
Honestly, I don't think I had the best team. I think a lot of people had better teams than me. I think where I excelled was reading what other people were going to bring or digging myself out of those holes. So
Right.
even Nerd, I love his team. It's actually better than my team. And I knew that like going forward, I have to think about Haunter and Bandit. Those are stuff that like,
Yeah.
you know, are problems for me. And like, I just had to outthink to be able to win rather than rely on my lineup itself because his lineup was flawless.
Absolutely. And that's exactly what we were talking about earlier. You guys are all pro players. You guys know exactly what you're doing, but it's not about the team itself. You guys have your teams. Don't copy these teams because these teams work for them. Doesn't mean that it works for everyone. You have to know how to run that team. It has to be your specific play style.
Exactly. You know what? I might just add one last thing.
Go ahead.
This team that I'm using right now,
Mhm.
I so I don't have much practice with it. It was made an hour before this tournament. My other team
Now
had,
you're showing off, bro.
it had a Bastiodon on it, and I took
Oh.
out Bastiodon and I put in Blim. And Blim, I've only had a couple of experiences with it. Glad I went with the way I did though.
Honestly, great job. Is there anything that you got to say to the viewers?
You know, just a quick couple of shout outs. I think my PvP practice group, which you're in, Victory Road, right?
Yeah.
Guan, Evan, Jay Cho, always like practicing with me. Elliot, I think every morning he's a player that lives in like England, and every single morning I do a round of 3 Sinister with him, and he'll pull some like crazy stuff on me. And then lastly, my buddy, he's at this tournament. It's his like third one. Grix 15. We spent like 2 hours just meeting up with each other, going over stuff. I apologize for making you max out a Wobbuffet, but you know what? You'll use it someday. So
You sold the max out of Wobbuffet.
I mean, it's a charm one. I got
Yeah.
someone. I got my friend Momita to trade me a maxed out Wobbuffet, so I could
Oh,
try
wow.
that as well. It's not bad, but we didn't bring it today.
You think it just doesn't go up to par?
Yeah, I hope no one tries the Wobbuffet.
Your max seems level 40, right? It's maxed.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah.
except when I got the Wobbuffet in a trade, though, it wasn't 98% IV anymore. It was like 66 or something.
Oh man! All right. Well,
All right,
thank
man.
you so much.
Do you want me to
for
go
joining.
get Jay Cho? I think he's.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah.
also get Jim Banks in here too.
Okay.
All right. Thank you so
you
much,
go,
man.
man.
Congratulations.
Thank
All right. Let me see here. What's going on? Hey, Scrub Lord. Scrub Lord. Dustin. You call it?
Well done. There's a lot of equipment here.
All right, buddy.
There's
What's going on?
a lot of things I could break here.
So, what is happening with your day today? Like, let's see. You
I did pretty good. I got above average, which is all I wanted to do. You know,
above average.
yeah, not last, so
One.
that's a good sign. Are you looking at my score right now? Don't.
So wait, are
show
you
the stream my
4 and
score.
3?
Yeah.
4 and 3, not bad, man. Not bad. It's not enough to cut it to go to Worlds, but you
No,
know.
no. I'm going to Worlds because after this and after every tournament, I'm gonna win every single round, and go to Worlds still. The dream is still alive. Hashtag Dustin for Worlds in the chat right now, please.
No, but definitely good job doing 4 and 3. Is honestly it's great, especially with the kind of competition you have here.
Yeah, I was at the low number tables a couple times. I was like at 7, and then I was at 9.
6-way tie. Yep. Sorry, you're saying?
And I was like, I don't belong here. I don't belong at a table this low. I should probably be at like 67, 78. So who won?
All right, so we have CCO, Nerd, Jcho, Manaholics, Dragon Silk, and Holding Groin.
Oh, hey, you won again.
Yeah, taking a
Yeah.
6-way tie. I told you guys, like these guys are all super consistent. They're not just great battlers in specific cups. They're great no matter what cup is to come.
Yeah, I went against Cho, and I went against Holden McGroin in Safari Cup. They
Yeah,
definitely deserves their win. Cho is a master of shield baiting, as
yeah.
in he doesn't shield bait at all, and I totally fell for it every
He
time.
makes you feel like he was like he's gonna shield bait and then hits you with that shadow ball, right?
Yeah, he gave me a headache. I had to take an extra strength Advil after our battle. It hurt a lot.
Alrighty, well, honestly, congratulations to you for doing 4-3 against the serious top competition, especially guys who've been in worlds, right? These guys have been to worlds, won,
Yeah, and I'm
right?
gonna go to Worlds with them this time.
Oh, this time,
Yeah,
yeah,
it's a prophecy. It's foreshadowing. I'm gonna go see
you're
Holden
foreshadowing.
McGroin. I'm gonna go see 0.000000000 Cho. I'm gonna see them at Worlds.
Well, I can definitely tell you that Holden McGroin is top tier, just like Jay Cho and King and everyone else here.
Yeah,
But thank you for joining us, man. Hmm? Yep.
it's trophy time. That's a beautiful trophy. It was around for 2 seconds, but now it's gone.
So I think we're just figuring out how this trophy is going to be given.
Every time I lost, I got 3 losses, right? It's funny because all of my losses were 3-0. Like I didn't do like I did like,
3-0.
yeah, I didn't like almost win. Every time I lost, it was a hard beating, like a hard 3-0.
Really?
Yeah.
Like, so it's full sweep. Just bye.
Oh, yeah, of course. But I persevered. Even when they were sweeping me, I was like, yeah, let's do the third battle. I don't know what
Oh,
it's
so you
for.
didn't. You didn't say, yeah, just leave it.
Yeah, no,
Good job, man.
it's usually my specialty to walk away and try. But
But
I was determined this time.
definitely, you definitely played well. I noticed you got a lot better, right, at the game itself as well.
Yeah, I just wanted to be above average, and I got that. So my goal is challenger.
I would say you're a little bit better than above average, but don't quote me. Nobody clip that because I don't
Okay,
want
okay, yeah, yeah. Sorry, I do mean worlds. Hashtag Dustin for worlds. Don't tell them I said that. My goal is worlds. I'm gonna win worlds though.
Yes. Yeah, me having some conversations, see what's going on, trying to figure it all out. What is happening, guys? But yeah, definitely, guys, if you haven't already, make sure to give Go Live a huge follow. Just hit that follow button because, again, if you guys were not listening before, we are doing this every single month. We're going to be doing these big tournaments in Toronto. So that way we can be able to show them early in the month so you guys can learn from it.
That's a lot of work every single month, but the producer is really good. Andrew.
Yeah,
gonna-
absolutely. Again, he's still a little bit newer to this, but he's getting better and he's making it look a lot more professional each time he does it. So I expect big things from him.
I think so too.
What's going on, Gemma? CCO? Yeah. You want to come? Okay. Thanks, Grub Lord.
Bye, stream. I love you.
CCO? Take a seat, man. What's up? All right, man. So talk to us about your experience, your
Oh
battles.
my god, that was a sick tournament. I flew in from Quebec City. Shout outs to all my homies back there.
Oh wow!
They helped me a lot. Quebec City, Montreal, those are my boys, for
Really?
sure.
So you know B Gold and all them.
Yeah, all of
Yes.
them. Those are all my boys. Shout outs to them. They practice with me all the time. Shout outs to King for hosting me. He
Yep.
helped me. That was really nice. We had a lot of grind yesterday. We grinded. Sorry, I'm like all flustered right now, and like
Why are you frustrated?
I'm French Canadian, so like my English is all trash right now. I'm dead.
Oh, you're good, man. You're doing perfect.
I don't know.
Yeah, I think you're doing just fine, dude. All right,
mean,
so I'm just sorry. I just wanted to pull up your teams. You want to take a
Yeah.
look here? You have a Lola Marowak, Steelix,
Yeah.
Polyrath, Driftblim, and Polion and Claydol. Now, who would you say is your MVP of today?
I think early on I'd say Polyrat, probably
Okay.
because I have a weird move set. Well, not a weird move set, but it's not common. I have a Ice Punch, Dynamic Punch, Bubble.
Okay.
That helped me win the Polyrat matchup, which is I think one of the biggest trouble to this team is Polyrat for sure.
Right.
And last rounds definitely Claydol.
Claydol.
Like Claydol's the MVP, but also the LVP, like least valuable player. Like my loss is purely on Claydol, like only Claydol. So like I love Claydol, but I also hate Claydol. So like
True.
it's all good. I think off of that, Empoleon didn't use that much,
I was gonna
but
say, like, how did Empoleon do for you?
he did pretty bad to be honest.
Yeah,
It was
yeah,
mostly pressure to pressure out the tanks. I
yeah.
think
I've heard some people having some success stories with Empoleon. Me personally, I'm not a huge fan.
it's
Right?
hard. It forces you to go in a shield disadvantage situation most of the time, which
Right.
is not ideal, but it had some play. It had some play for
Right.
sure. Yeah.
And last but not least, how did Alola Marowak do for you? Are you running Fire Spin or are you running Hex?
Fire spin for sure.
Fire Spin.
I debated switching it just before the tournament, just because fire spin has so much more trouble versus Poliwrath. At least Hex, you can maybe farm some energy and get in there and like
Absolutely,
maybe.
100%.
But I think fire spin was the MVP too. But I didn't use him that much. I think my MVPs were Driftblim and boosts as well. That
Oh
Driftblim
yeah,
boost helped a lot.
the Drifblim boost is what makes or breaks your round. You know what I mean?
Actually, I'll tell you a quick story. Like
Yep.
I saw Kiang practice and how he whispers to Driftblim just before the ominous wind like goes off. He's like, "Let me get the boost," and then he whispers into his phone. And I think that just like I used that strategy to get boosts in the tournament. So shout out to Kiang for that strategy for sure. For sure.
Okay, so the strategy of whispering into your phone gives
Yeah.
you the boost. That
Kiang
boom.
is the original Driftlin whisper. I can
He's
tell
the
you that.
Drifblim whisper. He talks to Pokemon.
Oh
But
yeah, for
all right, CCO. Is that how do you want to be called? CCO. Is that fine?
CCO is fine.
Okay.
Some people like were trying to meme and called me Charles because like CCO is my name. So Charles, they're trying to put a second O in between the two C's to
Mhm.
make Coco because that's funnier, right? So
Right.
after the boost, they said Charles Ominous Carl Willett, which is my last name. So you can call me
Gotcha.
Coco. CCO is my name, but Coco is fine too.
All right. So which one would you prefer? If I call you, which I were to call you right now?
CCO, but if you're a memer, go with Coco. That's better. If you're a memer, that's a better choice.
Well,
For
I'm definitely not a memer. I'm more of a content creator.
obviously, but like I know, shout out to memers in chat. There are
Yeah,
definitely some
right.
memers for sure.
But
For sure.
I would like to give you a huge congratulations for
Thank you.
your amazing play, and I think you deserve this amazing looking
Oh yeah,
trophy,
this looks good.
right?
Yeah, I like it.
Show it to
You guys like this?
yeah. What I know, right?
I think Guan asked to trade this for the Montreal regional championship title. Because I lost to him in regionals,
Okay.
which strong trainer. So he wanted to trade this for maybe the regional title from Montreal. We'll see. We'll see what happens. But
Oh,
yeah, we
interesting.
might trade. We might trade. If
So, all right, you're going back home to Montreal, going back to Beagle. By the way, say hi to Beagle for me.
oh yeah,
But you're going back there with a trophy from Toronto.
yeah, that
How
feels
does
good. That feels good.
feel
to be
good,
honest.
right?
I talk trash, but I think shout out to all my opponents. Definitely top notch tournament.
Yeah.
That was really fun. Like my community is maybe not that strong, but they helped me practice a lot, and I think I wouldn't be here without them for sure. And
Well,
just to correct you, like I'm from Quebec City. Montreal are my boys, but like
Oh, Quebec
City.
City. Sorry about that. Sorry about
yeah,
that.
it's all good. Like, it's all good. But like Montreal are my boys, but like Quebec City are the true homies. The true homies.
Gotcha. The true homies.
Oh yeah, yeah.
So how long did it take you to get here? Like 7 hours?
No. I drove to Montreal, so 3 hours, and flew in from Montreal to Toronto. So like
Got
55 minutes flight. It's nothing. It's nothing.
Yeah. It's like by the time you go up, you go down. Like.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. So like I barely had time to close my eyes, and then we were
Right.
already there. So no problem. It's all good.
Well, congratulations again.
Thanks again,
It was
man.
very nice meeting you, and really hope you enjoy your trophy.
Oh yeah.
Let's see if we can get Jimma Banks back here to,
Oh, yeah.
to end the stream. Thank you again, man.
All right. See you.
Jimma. Yeah, after. Alrighty, guys. Thank you guys to all the viewers still watching the stream. Thank you guys. Huge shout out to Go Live,
Go live.
right? The Toronto community, the whole PvP community. Anything else?
Toronto, Jay Farmakis, Jimma Banks, you guys, the viewers, all the battlers, all the PvP. We're excited to do this again next month. We really appreciate you.
Thank you guys, and we're gonna see you guys on the next month's Sylph Arena tournament. Thank you guys
Cheer!
again. Good job, man.
I know it was rough at times with what we were seeing. Yeah. Communicate that with Andrew. Thank you. Yeah, man. So we can tell them kind of what we went through here. Yeah. If we can do the same spot, then everything's already we've already gone through it all, right? Yeah. Yeah, you don't have to bring that in. But I was prepared, like I did not want to be by the bad place. So whatever I had on